The April 1st deadline was not my proposal. The April 1st deadline actually came from Purpose. Purpose came to EMID and said, we can secure legislative approval of the Purpose taking over the Crosswinds building by April 1st.
Certainly would have indication by April 1, and I didn't make any promises beyond that it wasn't a guarantee on my part by April 1, but that certainly I understand the position you're in and that we would know, because as you know, there are a lot of steps in having a bill become law.
I made a motion to give the Purpose Center until April 1st to come forward with legislative funding to show that they can continue to operate Crosswinds on into the future. At the very same meeting, South Washington County came to the EMID board and said, if we're going to operate programming for students at the Crosswinds building, we need to know that by April 1st in order for us to put that programming in the Crosswinds building September of 2013.
With if you were to move forward with moving over governance of Crosswinds to Purpose, and we were to fall second in line within that proposal, what kind of timelines would we be looking at? And we went back and reviewed that with our administrative team and really concluded that we'd need to have that notification by March 1st so that we could do the planning for the next school year. I know.
And so you have to go through community planning, then planning as a district, then notifying students and staff, and all of that. Can you accomplish that in 4 months?
I have confidence. Again, the planning and the groundwork is already being laid. We have not had public discussion, but there have been administrative discussions and there have been task force discussions. Again, I have confidence that if we had an April 1st deadline, we would see programming in this building in 2013-14.
And really concluded that we'd need to have that notification by March 1st so that we could do the planning for the next school year.
Tonight we were hearing from South Washington County that they really need March 1st, and we're hearing from the Purpose Center that they would like a little more time than April 1st. Because I work at the legislature as well, there's been a lot of speculation that I had proposed the April 1st deadline as somewhat of an impossible deadline for Purpose to be able to make. Purpose has now come back with a proposal. Their initial proposal to EMID was that they needed $2 to $3 million from the state legislature on an ongoing basis to make Crosswinds work, to make the Crosswinds model work.
But I would be remiss if I didn't correct some aspects of what I have been hearing, particularly on the $2.5 to $3 million. Part of the $2.5 to $3 million in looking at your per pupil costs, part of that is repurposing monies that are already given to Crosswinds for support. So it's not necessarily going for new dollars, it's repurposing funds.
I stand by my quote in the Star Tribune that I truly do believe that many students who have attended Crosswinds and Harambe may not have succeeded to the extent that they did succeed had they been placed in a more traditional educational environment. I do think this Crosswinds serves a real purpose, and I would have loved to see that purpose continue.
we came forward as a state agency, proud to be a state agency, offering a solution that had been asked for to look at maintaining a wonderful, effective educational school. And we understand that from our experience, our 27 plus years of experience. And so I just needed to make those corrections.
And then also really to push against that idea that we don't believe that the program's worthy to keep. That wasn't it at all, and we think it's a good program. The same thing with Perpich, that we don't think it's a good program, that's why they shouldn't get the building. That's not it at all. So.
But again, that will all play out in the legislative arena over the next month and a half.